Good morning and welcome to our camper from the Mojave Desert. Today, I think we have the plan. If you look up this window with me, there is a mountain up here. I want to climb that mountain. It doesn't have a name or trail going to the top, but I think it'd be really cool to bag a peak that doesn't really have a trail to the top, kind of foresty forest style. But while Elizabeth's waking up, I've got to run into town and go to Napa because I believe the demon from 2 or 3 videos ago that was being purged from a gentleman's van has hopped into our F-250, and we now have a pretty good fuel leak, which happens to be an easier fuel leak, I think, to repair. Somebody left a comment that it was probably the fuel bowl drain valve, and it looks like that's what it is. So I'm headed to Napa, which we ordered a new fuel bowl drain valve with 2 new O-rings, and while I'm gone, I think Elizabeth's going to slowly awaken from her slumber.
Maybe I'll make a hiking snack for your bagged mountain.
I do love a good hiking snack. And as you can see, it's really easy to sleep in here. It's pretty cold outside. It's probably 40 degrees. And you just have these beautiful views literally in every direction of the truck camper. All right, so we got 6-gallon water can to be refilled and a 5-gallon gas can to be refilled. Our gas can, we've been using it to fill up our CRF 300, and then it also powers our generator when we need it. It's not empty, but I just like having it full all the time, so if I'm going all the way into town, I might as well fill both of them up. We kind of stopped in this general area knowing that Bakersfield had some auto parts stores because it was immediately apparent when we started driving the other day that we had a diesel fuel leak. Luckily, diesel fuel's not super duper combustible like gasoline, because that could have been bad. The amount it's leaking is not atrocious, but it is definitely noticeable, and it builds up in the valley of the motor, and then when you get on a slight incline or decline or something, it then pours out in a bigger puddle. So it kind of collects a puddle and then dumps it out. Headed to town. Hopefully this part will fix it, but we'll see. Regardless, it is an absolutely beautiful drive in the little trucklet here of just sprawling desert. Again, we haven't seen any people in like 4 or 5 days, and I love how that you can go from in a town getting services and shopping and doing whatever you need to, buying auto parts, and then in just a matter of minutes you can be in this vast, expansive, sprawling desert that's a majority of it is public land. So that's really cool, especially from an East Coast person where there is no such thing as BLM land. The land is much more tightly regulated, where you can camp, what you can do. Boondocking is almost non-existent. So it's really fun being able to come out here and see this vast expanse of BLM land that you can use for camping, shooting, hunting, riding dirt bikes and buggies.
For the snackies, I'm going to be making masubi, I think. It's typically made with rice, spam, and egg. It's kind of like a breakfast, but it's also a grab-and-go meal. So basically, you'd pack in a layer of rice at the bottom. So we're going to go vertical. So you'd have a layer of rice, a layer of spam, a layer of egg, and another layer of rice, kind of like a sandwich. And this whole thing would be wrapped up in a piece of seaweed to kind of keep it together. And then you use this press and push it as far down as you can so it becomes stuck together. But I think I'm gonna try a different method, which would also be using these seaweed sheets. So instead of pressing it, I'm going to use this sheet and fold it. Also, this background does not look real. This looks like a Windows desktop background. Alright, what about this? Oh! Okay. We've definitely stayed here a lot longer than planned, and I use planned loosely because we didn't really have an idea of how long we were going to stay here. We already know what our next jump is going to be. We just kind of keep putting it off because we know that it's paid, and BLM is free, and it's been nice to just be in the middle of the desert without anyone else around. So not only is the next site paid, but it's also more communal. And being that it's communal, it's sort of been on our radar for the past few days now. If you're a pet owner, this might also be on your radar, a dog owner specifically. There's a canine respiratory illness going around, and people's dogs start coughing, and in just a couple days, a lot of people have lost their pets, and it's seemingly spreading pretty rapidly between pets. So to stay isolated is kind of better for Mona. We don't have insurance, so sure as heck she does not have insurance. By staying a couple days, there are vets that are experimenting with different antibiotics and drugs to throw at this illness. So we can give it a couple more days for more vets to kind of get on board with kind of how to tackle this illness. And plus Mona really likes the free roaming freedom, and we like the isolation, so it's not really a huge hurry to get out fast. Now comes the most challenging part, and this is not dirt, this is seaweed. It just gets everywhere. I've wiped this counter down like 5 times. And some furikake. Now we just get the seaweed just a little bit wet. Dab, 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 dab. Fold. Whee. Ta-da! I made 6 of them. That's as much egg as I had because I only used 2 eggs and they were kind of thin, so I'm surprised I even stretched it to 6, but that should be plenty. Now we wait for Chris to return. Whenever that is. Oh, boy.
All right, we made it back with our $64 part. And what leaks on this is these little O-rings in here go bad. And I think some of government regulation is to blame. Apparently ultra low sulfur diesel, which is all the new diesel available in pumps, eats these up pretty bad. At least that's what I've been reading. So, and we did have a commenter say it might be this that's leaking, and it is this leaking. So thank you for that suggestion. So now we just got to see if we can access these 4 little bolts pretty easy. Hopefully, I just got to take some jewelry off the top of the motor, and then hopefully we can install this pretty easy.
Jewelry? Is that the official name?
It's when I don't know what the little things are on top of the motor. Lots of valves and electronic things that have to be unplugged. To me, it just looks like costume jewelry. And so it's just, it gets put to the side as I try to get to what I'm actually after. So I'm going to go 1/4-inch drive. I am the king of stripping bolts. Everything needs like 3 or 4 more ugga-duggas to me than it really does in real life. And so I choke up on the bat, very small for these little tiny screws, and use 1/4-inch stuff, so I can't get too much leverage and break stuff too easy. So 1/4-inch.
I'm learning so much technical jargon, ugga-duggas, and jewelry.
So there's the old part. And right here there's supposed to be some squishy O-rings doing their job. And then the new part has these big squishy O-rings that seal the diesel fuel. So it definitely looks like it was leaking.
Those are like flat with the top.
Yeah, they give up the ghost.
There's no cushion there. Being a real big help right now. Real big.
Oh, please. I'm just your little helper, helping along. That's me.
Let's do a little moment of truth. This is the big sphincter clincher here to see if we actually fix the leak, and I put it in right. So I'm going to go ahead and prime the fuel system on this because we had to drain the fuel bowl and build a little pressure in there, and I'm going to fire it up and see if she's leak free.
It's a good sign that it started.
Yeah, it primed itself well. All right, at least it fixed that leak. It's not saying it doesn't have another fuel leak in it somewhere, but at least it fixed that one, which I think was the worst one. And I don't see another active leak. But with these old queens, they always got an active leak somewhere where there's oil or diesel or something. So, all right, that's fixed. Now we can take our snack and head up there. See what's up there. Maybe we'll find something cool up there too. Maybe there's goldfish up there. You can't go on a big hike up a mountain in the desert until you put on your orthotics. This orthotic is a piece of carbon fiber that I bought off Amazon for $35. And I mentioned before, we've been trying to find a podiatrist, and in the next few videos, we'll be heading a little farther south to a bigger town where we can hopefully get an appointment. But until then, for about 2 months, I've been putting this piece of carbon fiber in my boot, and it prevents my foot from flexing too much, especially right here.
I showed Chris the musubi packages that I made, and he was confused and said, "These?" I said, "Yeah." And he asked why they were so small. He thought I was using the press. It was apparently a missed opportunity. I was supposed to be using the press this time instead of the folding method.
I prefer the press, the little square bite-size press ones like you get at a gas station or something. That's what I like.
It'll still taste the same.
Probably. I don't know the best way to go up here. There is no trail. This is not like a designated hiking thing. It's just some BLM land, and I want to go see what's up there.
So we'll just blaze the trail.
I did bring a multi-tool, a Leatherman that has some pliers on it in case she gets more cactus pieces in her. That seems to happen a lot, especially these, I don't know what you call it, chula cactus, the little tree one. She likes to get those stuck in her a lot.
And it's not on the paws like you would think, so like booties don't really protect it. Just yesterday she had this giant cactus ball just stuck to her side, so we had to use a pair of pliers to pull it off. So there's not a booty that covers her whole body to protect her from the little cactus needles. That's a strawberry hedgehog cactus. That's cute sounding.
I would love to come across a gopher or a desert tortoise. That'd be pretty cool. As desert novices between us and Mona, this is the bad boy that you got to watch out for. This is the one, all these little balls, as soon as you stick one of these, it comes apart. And you can see there's one on the ground here. They come apart and she'll come back with these dangling off of her. Chasing little chipmunks or whatever's out in the desert. And
Did that just stick to a stick?
Yeah, it's stuck in the stick. But these little balls, she'll brush past it and she'll come back with these. And so that's why we carry a Leatherman, so we can just take the pliers and pull it out.
Wiggins chola, staghorn chola.
But this seems to be the most vicious in the desert so far, just because it wants to come with you.
This is all balls of your toes. How is your foot
I'm walking on the side of it.
doing that?
So picking up some elevation pretty quick. See our truck camper. It's back down there. Way back there, you probably can't see it in camera, but that would be Barstow, California. And then over there behind this mountain that we're climbing up, way back over there would be the Sawtooth Mountain,
Canyon.
little mountain range, little Sawtooth Canyon.
It's a very popular off-roading spot over there. It was just super crowded when we pulled in because it was Thanksgiving weekend. So we just went across the street to all the other BLM, and there was far fewer people on this side.
Yeah, as you can see from this vantage point, there's no one. So we're camped right there, and you can see there's nobody. So we've been lulled into a little bit of a heart rate relief, but can't really tell on camera, but this last pitch right up through here is super steep.
It's about like that.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of huffing and puffing.
You're the safest little cactus I've ever seen. Where are all your needles? All the other crazy cactus took them. There's like 5 different species of cactus just that we've seen in this hike. It's just steep, jagged rock now.
So our last hurdle is this this nubbin right here of a mountain.
The dog is, of course, not winded at all. We gotta go up all that.
Good girl. Good girl. All right, I think I'm gonna get our musubi out, or our 4-way folded musubi sandwiches, and get some water because we need it. All right, we had our delicious little musubi spam and egg treat. It's starting to get a little bit windy right now and a little bit chill in the air. So I think we're gonna try to scramble back down there and maybe get a hot shower because I did pick up 6 more gallons of water today. So we should have enough for both of us to take a shower. We had some other water in the tank left also. So see if we can scramble back down here with no injuries.
Someone found a cholla cactus. You got a boo-boo?
All right, the sun came back out a little bit and the wind's not so bad down here at the bottom. So I think what we're gonna do is take a couple of rounds with our Glock real quick, and we save our soup cans, and then we found an old tent stake to prop it up on. And then in the last few minutes, I've also found like 10 clay skeet rounds just laying all over the place. So I think we're gonna shoot for just a little bit, and then I might exercise, and then we'll take a shower and cook some dinner, because I like to get as dirty as possible before we take a shower and then wash everything out, really get the most miles out of those showers. Let's see if we can hit a soup can.
Wow, that's such a cute little Glock. Where did you get it?
That's our Glock. So we have more firearms, but not all the firearms we have are California legal. So I had to go through and look what's legal in California, and it's almost nothing that we have. So this little pistol don't hold many rounds, so it's California legal. So it's hers. The first shots hit it, it just didn't
Pop it off.
You said we were gonna go take a shower. This energy is you thinking that you are the one that people want to see naked in the shower. As an audience of mostly men.
Yeah.
What is happening? No.
We got the truck fixed today. They had the right part that I ordered. We didn't get hurt. We didn't crash the drone. And Mona only had 1 cactus on her. So pretty productive day. So anytime you have a really fantastic day or a wild day, what's the best way to wrap it up? Waffle House. So I'm going to do my best to recreate some like Waffle House style dinner, some breakfast for dinner right now. And to get that started, the base of it's going to be a little bit of Tyrone's famous cheese and egg. Y'all want some Tyrone cheese and egg? Okay, that's going to come out of left field, but one of my favorite TV shows is Workaholics, and there is a one-off character who is a comedian, an actor, and other things, but he's making them Tyrone's famous cheese and eggs in the morning. So every time I make cheese and eggs, I have to think about this guy.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Now, I know your belly's ready for some of this eggs, Tyrone. It's off the chain, baby. You ready to fill them stomachs up with some hot cheese and eggs?
So we're gonna have cheese and eggs, and then we also have some Hungry Man dehydrated hash browns, and then I'm gonna make it with like a Jamaican inspired, this is not Jamaican food, but we have some black beans and a banana that I'm gonna fry up in some ghee to have with it. Let's get going.
It just smells like hot banana in here.
It does smell like hot banana here. And it's funny, I did take a shower, which is even funnier.
You don't need a knife.
Nah.
Oh, you already hydrated them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just fill these up with hot water, and then they swell up in like 10 minutes, and then you fry them.
Whoa.
I only want to dirty up one frying pan. We're always trying to conserve water here, and I just don't like doing dishes anyway. So how this is going to work is that I'm going to cook these two down because they have a lot of moisture in them and get them a little crispy. And then last, I'll cook the eggs in my little leftover space right here. So everything's hot all at the same time, and I only dirty one pan. To season the potatoes, I'm going to use chicken bouillon. I love using this stuff to season almost anything. Little black pepper. Little smoked paprika. Salt on the beans over here and banana. We're going to use all the cheese because we don't have refrigeration. So it's going to be very, very cheesy.
Oh my God. Tyrone's cheese with a little bit of egg.
We got most of the moisture coming out of here, most of our potatoes. So this is going to have a nice little crispy bottom to them, and the bananas started to caramelize, which would be super tasty. All right, our hot brown, three-way hot brown is scattered, covered, smothered, and jerked, I guess, with a little Jamaican influence. So we're going to plate this up, looking pretty tasty, and we're going to hit it up with a little bit of this bougie truffle sauce.
Woo! Look at all the cheese.
We got some solar opposites up on the iPad. We always like to share what we're watching, which is an animated show. I love animation. And we're going to give this
Breakfast for dinner.
thing a try.
Yum.
It took a while to get all the moisture fried out of the beans and kind of fried out of the potatoes, but it's so much better when they're a little bit crispy and the beans kind of start to open up a little bit. It does make all the difference in the world. And the bananas get super caramelized.
If you've never had like bananas and beans before, it's such an amazing combo. I think most people use plantains, but plantains can not really be sweet sometimes, whereas bananas sweet all the time.
So tomorrow we'll be packing up and headed to a fun surprise location for our Christmas video. We're going to go to a place that I've wanted to go to for a long time.
Years.
Super neat. It might disappoint you, but I'm excited about it. I've seen it in a lot of movies and things. And anyway, if you can guess where that Christmas thing we might try to incorporate into a video might be, leave in the comments below. Good morning. We got everything torn down here. Our popped top down generator put up, our solar put up. Mona's got on her little car riding
Vest.
vest.
That goes to a seatbelt.
We're freshly showered and clean and ready to head out to our next destination, which is gonna be super exciting.
But before we leave, we're going to do a bit of trash pickup to leave this better than the way we found it.
There's a lot of BLM land right now that is up for being either national monuments or just put in some sort of other designation to where you can't just come out and camp for 2 weeks for free. You can't just go off-roading. You can't just go hunt or shoot. or do all the things that freedom-loving people like to do. And that's really a bummer. I know Moab just had a bunch of trails shut down, like 300 miles worth of off-road trails for miscellaneous reasons. I know Pismo Beach, California is getting shut down, even though they did multiple studies that showed that the camping and the off-roading had no detrimental effect to birds or the dust or the plants.
Yep.
But they still just, some people just want to shut it down. So what I want to do today is what we do everywhere we go is try to make it better, because it just takes a handful of people or the wrong person seeing a piece of trash somewhere or anything and just deciding they don't like that and that it should be shut down for everybody. And it's the way military does business. Giant knee-jerk reactions. You got one private gets a DUI, nobody can go out on the weekend for a year or something, you know, and it's that kind of crazy.
Takes one person to ruin everything.
Yeah, and I hate that knee-jerk reaction, and the government is very good at that. So I want to make this place clean and pick up any trash that was here before we got here.
There's quite a bit.
And make sure that we can hopefully prolong this so that everybody can enjoy this BLM land, because BLM land is the most awesome part about America, I think.
Yeah, just big, open, public land.
I find two of the most, what she just put in there was a vape device.
Yeah, is for vapes.
I think the most littering people on planet Earth are smokers and firearms enthusiasts. And I am a firearms enthusiast, but it annoys me when you come out to these places and you just see piles and piles of brass and shotgun shells laying around. You know, sure, come shoot, of course, but when you leave it trashed up like this, you give all firearms owners everywhere a bad name. A bad name, that they're trashy rednecks and stuff like that, and then people want to make firearms illegal, and just gives them another reason. So we're going to try to pick some of this up, so hopefully this place doesn't get closed down also. From yesterday, this is the soup can we shot, or chicken can we shot.
Do skeet biodegrade?
Skeet technically do. They are made of clay, but just like a clay pot or anything, it will last forever. Now there's nothing in them that's like harmful to the environment.
Yeah.
But they are ugly.
To see, it looks like trash.
For other people, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for this video. We got about 3 hours of driving to do today to our next destination, which we're very excited about. Maybe boring for you, but we're very excited about it because that's gonna be our Christmas episode. So we'll see you next video, still somewhere in the desert of California and for Christmas.
Until then.
I see why you married her. Damn, he's hot that night, eh?